Hello, the audience. We were talking about you a moment ago outside of the stream. Welcome back to another interview here at the Testing United Conference 2024, reporting directly from Vienna, Austria. And today I have ein Freund von Deutschland. This is our, now in Spanish, amigo, Florian Fieber. I said it. I was going to say fiber or something, but not Fieber, who is also giving us today the closing keynote of the conference. Ooh, superstar here at the Testing United Conference. Welcome, and Florian.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good to have you here and to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. So yeah, I still have to do something today and just about to give the closing remark here on this really great conference. So I think till now we had really 2 great days.
Yeah, he's the only one that, because earlier we had Tanya, and she's like, yeah, I'm more relaxed now, I'm done, and blah. He's the only one that is not relaxed until the on the last moment. So
actually, I'm quite relaxed. So I'm more excited. I'm looking forward. So I hope this will be a good closing today. So
I mean, relaxed doesn't mean that you are not excited.
No, I'm excited, but yeah, it's not the first time I'm happy, and yeah, I'm really happy and excited to give my thoughts and 2 cents on this great topic of testing in AI. So we have already seen a lot of impulses, thoughts about the future. What's the impact of AI on testing? And so I made up my mind as well. And I also want to give some impulses and ideas here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward.
It's gonna get interesting. But before we get into the matters of importance these days, I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to the audience for the ones that do not know you. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? What makes you special? Where are you from?
Okay, a lot of questions.
Yeah, lots. But then everything is about you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, first, my name is Florian Fieber. I'm from Germany. I'm living in Berlin with my family. Yeah, I've been in testing in QA now for roughly 20 years. So all of my professional life, I've been working in the field of QA and software testing. I started as a developer. So that's where I originally come from. Then, I don't know, by coincidence somehow, like many of us probably, I fell into this rabbit hole of software testing and never found the way out again. So that's why I'm doing it, and I love it. So this is really cool. In the beginning, I would say I did manual testing, functional testing. I did a lot of test automation. Then I did a lot of test management, and I focused on test management with smaller projects, test program management, and things like that. And for the last years, I'm mainly focusing on test processes, test process improvement, strategic consulting, developing test strategies, and things like that. So this is my main focus. So I'm working as a consultant and also as a trainer. So that's why I love to talk to people and present things, and hopefully this will also work out today. Yeah, so this is basically in a nutshell where I come from. I'm currently affiliated with let's say 2 organizations. So I'm working with TestSolutions in Germany, which is one of the biggest testing service providers. So pure play testing service providers. So what we typically do is we deliver testing services to our clients with different projects, different domains, and things like that. And there, I'm concerned with with the test processes, right, towards the customers. As I said, test strategy development and things like that, but also towards inside, which means qualification, upskilling, training of our staff. Maybe setting standards, having toolboxes for test process improvement and things like that, organizing internal meetups and stuff like that. So I really love it. This is exactly what I love to do. And the second affiliation I'm with is with German Testing Board. which is a national board of the ISTQB, the International Software Testing Qualifications Board. Maybe you've heard of that.
Here and there.
So I've been a member there for 6 years now, and I'm also the president there since 2.5 years, which is great job. So I love it. It's great to further develop the ISTQB scheme and portfolio and have that in our country. And the last point maybe is also working with ISTQB. I've been there now for half a year with a new working group, which is called Testing in Particular Domains. And there I'm working as a chair and trying to develop and further improve all those syllabi related with testing in particular domains, apparently.
That's super interesting that all the trajectory and all the areas that you have touched. The one that jumps on me, because I have a similar trajectory. I also started in development long ago in a far galaxy. No, that's another thing. Um, I'm curious, what did you started developing on? What was your experience at the beginning? Languages or?
So I just last week I found all of my old scripts from university at home. So I graduated in 2003, so
Mhm.
which is more than 20 years ago. And there we had mainly programming, of course, the foundations, and the language was Java.
Nice.
So I started my career with Java and all those things, and that was also the language I was mainly using when developing. So in different fields, we had this Java 2 mobile edition and Java 2 Enterprise Edition. But that was my main focus. So we were developing enterprise systems for clients, mainly like management systems and stuff like that. But I love programming, I love developing, but I'm more like testing. Yeah, so that's why, of course, like test automation is a great
Close to your heart and
synthesis. It's closer to my heart, actually. So I don't know. It was a coincidence, like how I moved from dev
you
to
very well say it, because generally most of the QA engineers that I know, they ended up in QA by accident. Like they were walking around like, you're gonna be a tester. Okay, and now
yeah, and you are the last one to hide. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are probably two directions people come to QA, which is either the technical background, being a developer, or of course we have a lot of also in our company staff coming from, let's say, the domain, the functional, the business perspective, being experienced users of systems and software, and they often have a very good domain knowledge and functional knowledge and things like that. And this is what I also think makes testing so exciting, that you have those very different backgrounds and perspectives of people coming together and have this nucleus and talk to so many different people, speak so many different languages. So it's good to have technical experience. But it's also good and important to have like maybe a business background and business experience.
real life experience.
Yeah, and talk different languages. So with the devs, with the developer, you talk in a different lingo than maybe to a business department and people from business analysis and things like that. And that's really cool. I like that.
It's a very rich environment where you share a lot of experiences. When you say different languages, I know that you mean programming languages, spoken languages, and even um, trade languages, because some are developers, some are QA, some are business. So you are kind of dealing in multiple areas, and I think it's very exciting. It's super enriching, right?
Yeah, I mean languages in the sense of to you I talk differently as you are maybe an experienced tech guy, and maybe we would also
Different than the business
communicate different than, for example, with a
C-level.
C level, and it's more high level, it's more coarse grained maybe. You're using more domain specific languages or terms, and
Mhm.
on the other side it would be more technical. So you have always to adapt to your stakeholders and understand, and this is also why I moved very strongly into the direction of test management and test process management, because you cope with a lot of different stakeholders. You are not only in your testing bubble, but you have to deal with the development, with release management, with project management, with program management, with C levels, and so on. And that makes it also so exciting to have those different stakeholders and perspectives, and understand what are their expectations, what are their needs, what are their expectations of QA and testing.
Because you need to kind of craft the work, the message, and whatever you're doing, depending on what language in this sense, who is the audience.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same what you are going to present to the developers, the QA team, or to a director, because you need to, the information is going to be different. The director probably only cares about, are we going to production, are we going to get losses out of this? And the, I don't know, the QA engineers may think more about selectors and throughputs and things of their automations, cycles of testing, past features, all those things. And out of all these different elements, areas that you play around, I'm curious, how did you started to go into this public speaking, helping the audience, being part of the board, because you're very active out there, not only doing your work, but you're helping a lot of people or organizations. How did that transition happen?
Again, by coincidence,
Cool.
I would say. So, I mean, there are these situations in your life when this bowl or glass, or I don't know how to put it in English, passes by,
Uh-huh.
and you grab it or you do not grab it.
Okay.
So there are opportunities, and you take them or you do not take them. So the example here was when I was done with university. I did my first job. I was working as an assistant at another university. So someone had the challenge or the problem that they want to run a training on software testing, but they did not have a trainer, right? And they asked me, could you do the trainer? And I said, well, I mean, I'm not so well experienced in software testing, and I'm not experienced as a trainer. Let's do it.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. And okay, so jump into the ice cold water. So and I prepared very well, and I did my first training, and it worked out quite good. So the thing is, first, I liked that, um, explaining things maybe to others, also on a methodological level, right? And yeah, that was kind of the starting point for me. That was, I mean, nowadays I'm not working so much as a trainer anymore, but for 15 years I've been a trainer at once a week or every 2 weeks or
Wow.
things like that. So running mainly like ICQB trainings and things like that. And from that on, you develop. I mean, then you start with I don't know, maybe writing an article for a magazine, or you go to your first conference. When I was an assistant at the university, we also had like academic meetings. So I had there the first opportunity to moderate meetings. So because I was not the most, the biggest expert in those things, but someone was needed to kind of moderate those
Help with
things
it.
together. And so it one comes to the other, right? And so at the end, why I'm here, I got invited from the program committee. They asked me whether I would like to give my 2 cents on testing and AI. And yeah, I mean, just practice, improve. That helps.
And speaking of this keynote that you're going to be presenting later, that you are mentioning, you are, again, I'm cheating. You are presenting a keynote on a human testers in the age of AI.
True.
Two. What do you mean? That's the title of your keynote, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you are true.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah. I was like,
So-
what? No, and I was like, I'm cheating. Am I wrong?
I
No,
only
I'm
can
reading
give-
it from there. So,
Okay, I can only give binary answers.
okay, yeah, yeah.
True.
So don't keep this answer binary, but yeah, did you mind spoiling your keynote? What are you going to be talking about, and why did you decided on this topic specifically?
Um, it's a good question. So how did I come to this topic? like most of us, I would say, I became an AI expert very fast, like so 2 years ago. So no, without kidding, I mean with general availability and usability and accessibility of especially LLMs like ChatGPT, I started this journey 2 years ago, right? So it started with prompting and saying, oh, cool, just with one prompt, I can have test data and test scripts. And so this was my first talk I gave on a conference 2 years ago. It was very easy. It was like, okay, cool. See, this is ChatGPT, and you just have to enter a prompt, generate test data, and I have test data. That's cool, right? So that was 2 years ago, okay, for a conference, right?
But 2 years ago, it's ages in the
It's
AI time,
ages,
right?
yeah. So I told this story very positively. Okay, there are big chances, so let's go all in and let's do it. So when I progressed and did more experiments and also worked and introduced that in my daily work, I more and more realized, okay, there are not only opportunities but also risk. Okay, there's ChatGPT or other LLMs, hallucinations. We have to deal with probability, non-determinism. The results we get are flaky or bull, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
it
so
gets crazy
and
results.
as I'm generally typically looking from a managerial perspective, as I'm a test process manager, I'm interested in okay, how can I integrate, or how do I have to integrate test processes in general into development, but also test types and test techniques and things like that. And additionally, as I'm also having this training background from skilling up people from, for example, the ISTQB, I'm interested in, okay, will we still need testers in the future? Will we still need humans in the future? Yeah, or is there a takeover of AI in our domain, in our discipline? So last year I did a interview series with some 15 people from our industry. So in Germany we did that, and I asked them for their opinion, their outlook. So how do you consider it now? What do you think will be in 5 years? What do you think will be in 10 years? And that, together with my 2 cents and experience, so I compiled all of those things to understand and see whether we still need humans or not. This is how I came there, right?
And what was the outcome?
The outcome was, yes, we still need humans for that. So
Will we ever get rid of humans?
if humans will get rid of humans,
No, AI. Would we get rid of humans
yeah,
in
I
the
don't know.
equation?
I mean, looking into the future is always a challenge. Yeah. So I don't know what will be in 20, 30, or 40 years. And if
But in the near term,
I don't see that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there are different theses I have in my talk. So first, I would say, without spoiling too much, but I would say the main support is a gain in efficiency we have, right? So we have AI helping us with, I don't know, 80% of the groundwork. So the main impact we have is we get much, much more efficient. And if we get more efficient, we are able to deliver faster. Yeah, we have shorter development cycles. So we use that efficiency gains into developing faster and more software. Plus, we cannot take the humans out of the equation because there are things that can only be assessed by humans. As an example, we could say usability, for example. So if you create a system for people, then maybe also people and humans should assess whether the system is feasible for humans or not, right? And we also have some restrictions or legislative requirements requiring to have humans. So putting those things together, that there is a need for humans, that we will deliver more software. At the end, I would say we still need humans. We need the same amount of humans. Maybe we need even more testers in our discipline. So I don't think that there will be a AI takeover in the near future. So in 5 years or 10 years, no idea what will be in 10 years. So if you look at these developments we had in the last 2 years, it was expansionally. So of course, if there should be a singularity in 20 years, then not only we as testers will have big challenges
Everybody, right?
and problems, but what I would like also to add, so when you ask people, I mean, here on the conference you meet a lot of people telling their experience and showcasing, and this is cool and this is how we do it, and it's really cool. But if you when you go around and talk to people, normal testers in their jobs or other people, how much AI do you currently use in your daily work? It's not so much, I would say. So I think we here on a conference, we often have that perspective, okay, everything is possible, we just have to do this and that. But in reality, right now, there's still a long way to go, I would say.
Yeah, and especially because, well, here in the conference, we are AI, 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 and most of the talks nowadays are referring to it because it's like, yeah, it's the rage lately. Everybody should be prepared. You lift a rock and there's AI as well, and everywhere. But it's super important that we see the real proportion. When you were saying that, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I use AI, but not like for everything. Or you use it here for this task, you use it maybe there, but it's not as much as some people imagine, right?
Do you think this AI you are using would make you obsolete or would replace what you are doing right now?
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's funny that you were mentioning as well when you were saying AI is coming to help us make software and develop and even maybe tests, more tests faster, but you didn't say better.
Um, Ideally, also better. Yeah.
Ideally, but I don't
So
think we're there yet. And that's the interesting part where humans and testers are still relevant, right?
I mean, there are different impacts we can have. We can be faster. We can deliver more tests in shorter cycles. Maybe we can have a higher coverage. Yeah. And with that, maybe a higher quality of the product.
Maybe.
Maybe also the quality of the work we present could be better. Yeah, that could be an impact. So there can be different um, advantages and impacts we can use with the use of AI in testing. Yeah, but we have similarities. So if you compare that to test automation, for example, so what was the impact, or what is the impact of test automation we have seen over the past 20, 30 years, is that not this management expectation that we automate everything and we don't need any testers anymore, right? So the opposite is often true, right? With test automation, we are able to have higher quality and or be faster and or test more within the same amount of
Or
time
more often.
and need more people,
Yeah.
test automation engineers. But the advantage, so the effect is we get much more efficient. We are with that, just with that, we are able to support really short development cycles, yeah, and agile methods with changing requirements, changing systems, and so on. And but the effect on the humans is that you can do the things you really can do better as a human, as right. So focus on the things where you are better than the machine. So critical thinking, analysis, design, deciding, thinking out of the box, and so on. So it's a complementary approach, and I think AI is. I mean, we mainly use it in those fields where we already have test automation in place, right? Where you can automate things, where you can generate things, but there are still so many things in the field of software testing that cannot be automated. Yeah, it's more, testing is much more than automation. And automation often, not always, but often mainly focuses on execution, right?
Yeah.
So, but there much more like analysis and design and the implementation, execution, of course, but also assessing and reporting and planning and monitoring and control and talking with each other and things like that. So,
There are so many elements that, and it's a common theme that has appeared today after all these interviews and talks. where it's not only about automation. Testing is not just automating and just creating them and just executing them. There are so many other things, lateral thinking, critical thinking, that, yeah, AI can make you faster, improve how much can you produce. But, and I loved that on the things that you were certain and you say like AI makes you faster. Absolutely, yes. Maybe in some occasions AI makes you better. Where, and you always added the maybe in these elements where, yeah, we are not 100% sure of what is the outcome that we are getting out of it. And that is our human side that we need to be careful with and vigilant, and we are not going to be, at least in the short term, mid-term, out of the equation. I'm not sure how soon are we going to see the singularity and all these things where if that happens, yeah, we are out of the question. But meanwhile, and this is a very good point as well, this happened with automation. Automation is going to be codeless and straightforward and super easy, and you won't need testers anymore. That was a promise 15, 20 years ago, and we're still here. More of us, right?
Yeah, great. So
we get more work to do.
so
And I think
may-
with AI, it's going to be the same.
yes, so maybe for the first point, your work will be better if you are a good tester. So good testers will create even better results, and bad testers will create even worse results. So that means
And that has been true always, with or
exactly,
without AI.
exactly. So it means you still need skilled testers. So, and this is true also for other disciplines and things like that. But I have to assess, I have to evaluate the results and say, okay, this is true, this is false, this makes sense, this does not make sense, and so on. And if you are a good tester, and I mean, what we often hear is AI will, what is it? Will not take your job, but someone using AI will take your job, right? So this is, I mean, this is a good metaphor. And the other part is what you just said is, yeah, we know that for 20, 30, I mean, I can only talk about my career, which is 20 years long, so probably we know
But I
that
think
even longer.
it's been true even before that.
Exactly. So we do not have to reinvent the wheel again. And this is what we like to do, not we as testers, but maybe generally in software development, that with the introduction of new tools, new frameworks, methodologies, and so on, that we turn the wheel back of QA and testing and say, okay, now we have agile and built-in quality and implicitly built-in testing, and everything is fine. And at some point we realize, okay, maybe it does not work, but remember, okay, we already knew that
I understand that. And
20 years ago, like what you said, testing is more than execution. Yeah, this is one of the first sentences in the foundation level syllabus, right? So let's not make the same mistake again as we often did. Say, okay, here's the AI. Let's throw AI on the problem of testing, and then we are done. No, we are not. Let's not forget our craft, the things we already know, because they are still true. This is conceptual knowledge we have, and this will not go away and vanish. But of course, the tactical know-how you might have. Okay, I know how to write a Selenium script. I know how to write a Playwright script. Okay, you don't need that. That's not important. But you need to know how,
what are you testing for?
why I'm testing for, what is a good test automation architecture, what are my test objectives, yeah, are they passed or not, is that okay or is that not okay? So rather focus on those things. But this has also been true even before
Forever.
AI, huh?
Yeah. And it's something that I love when you mention that when automation came, was supposed to replace testers, and it only required more of us. It's similar with AI. It will only require more of us who know how to use it on testing endeavors, who understand, who have the critical thinking, who are seeing all, not just executing. Again, that's not the end goal of testing. It's super fun, can be addictive, can be a Stockholm syndrome at times, but it's not the end game, the end goal. And I love all the recommendations from Florian, all these perspectives. I think it's a common understanding that is starting to surface. It's not going to take over your work. but you need to be a skilled person that takes over those works using AI. I think it's critical, right?
Yeah. So your market value as a tester will grow if you have two things. You are a skilled tester and you have AI know-how, whatever that means, right? I mean, it can be um, know how to develop an AI, but that's
Mm.
not the most important thing, maybe. But to have a basic understanding, an idea of the challenges, of the risk, and so on. How does it work? Why do I get those things? And then working with AI-based systems and things like that. So if you have both of those things, I think you're well prepared for the future.
You'll be super successful. Follow up those recommendations from Florian. Now, Florian, to wrap up, where can people follow up with you, learn a little bit more on your perspectives or AI, or a little bit more about the German testing board and all your activities? Where can people reach out to you?
Yeah, so my main channel is LinkedIn.
Okay.
So that's the one-stop shop to go. That's where I'm mainly, so everybody can connect, and I would be happy. And probably we will link my account. So this is the best place
To
to
get in
go.
touch.
Yes.
So there you have it, everybody. If you're seeing here, it's down here in the corner. Get in touch with Florian. Reach out, figure out what's he up to, send some messages, say hi, or ask those tough AI QA questions that I'm pretty sure are going to be popping up soon. Florian, thank you very much. Dankeschön.
Vielen Dank. That was a pleasure. Good to be
Yeah.
here, and see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, bis bald.
Bis bald. Ciao.
Okay, see, here you have it, everybody. Another of the awesome presenters, keynote closing the conference today. But the keynote is not over yet. The conference is still running today. We're still having more guests, more interviews, more action. And stay tuned because Testing United 2024 is still reporting from Vienna, and we're still having lots of fun here. So thank you very much. Florian, thank you again.
Thank you.
Adios, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen.
Adios. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.